GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. Action, Dabatola, Toki in the zone. Breaking down the latest, straight to your phone. From Web 2 shifts to Web the waves. News, deep dives, hot takes for days. Tech's evolving, the world's in spin. Markets move, let's lock it in. Gen Z's here, no time to snooze. Tune in now, get the news. GM. Wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show.
GM, everyone. Happy Monday. Or is it? I don't know. We had a crazy weekend. Lots of news with Bitcoin and the price bouncing up and down because of conflict overseas, the United States bombing Iran, and we don't know what's to come. And the markets are sort of reflecting that, but we are staying in this sort of range here. But Toki, Action, how are you guys doing? Happy Monday. How was your weekend? What's good?
GM, good Monday.
Good Monday. All right.
Yeah, I think it's a better Monday than it was a weekend. It was interesting. I try to stay away from the computer as much as possible, if I'm honest. I just knew there was going to be blood on the streets. And by that, I mean markets were all going to be red. I need to grab the red lightsaber. It wasn't good. But it could have gone either way this morning. And I'm pretty happy with the way that it's been turning out.
I mean, as we talked about a little bit last week, we figured that if something like this was to happen, that Bitcoin would dip under 100K, maybe actually continue to go a little bit lower. We did see that. We did get to low 98,000, and we bounced back up, though. We're at 101 and change. But I think the real thing is that we're a little bit on the edge of our seats because we're not sure what could happen either way. If we have news that Iran is coming to the table, conflict is backing down a bit here, and that they're going to try to come to some agreements, then I think we see markets really explode in a positive way. And a lot of people who maybe were doubting or not for the actions that Trump took, might be like, oh, okay, we're all right. But the flip side of that, which I think everyone is a little bit more leaning to and worried, is if this escalates things. And in the coming days, there's an attack on one of our military bases in the Middle East, or, God forbid, even on our land here, homeland, because there's been threats, and we'll get into this about possible sleeper cells now and things. And if that happens, markets could take a further, down leg, and we could be back very well to 98 or less. So I know a lot of people actively trading this. I don't know if you guys are trying to trade the news as these tweets come out and stuff is, but I am not. I've decided to take a step back, as tempting as some of it is. I'm letting others gamble a little bit on there and play the news. I'm just holding tight.
I have seen people admitting today that they have had a short open since we were at 106 on that last little run up. Impressive. Some of them did not actually sell whenever it did drop below 100K. But yeah, who knows what's going to be happening here in the near future. It's very interesting, but it's very volatile, very, very volatile. And I think even this week alone, we're probably going to see sub 100K Bitcoin again.
So sub 100K, we saw it for a second there. Did you guys buy that dip? Did you just sit back for a second and say, hey, it could go lower? Are you thinking about, DCAing or taking advantage of
I doubled my DCA when it went under 100K.
$10
instead of $5.
Hey, look at and you're laughing about that, and a lot of people will be like, throwing $5 or $10 at it a day. Thing is that adds up, and in an entire year, that money that added up could be 2 or 3x depending on the way Bitcoin and the market goes. And if you don't need that, that's a great way to it's better than your savings account. It's better than other investments. And with Bitcoin, the market cap obviously being so high and leading the way, you could sell off at any time, no problem, and get your dollars out if you need to. So I'm all for, whether it's a small amount, a large amount, is accumulating more Bitcoin. I think we're all in agreement is a good plan for the future. I think we all see Bitcoin going much higher than what it is today in the coming years.
But do you know what was better, way better trade than Bitcoin?
What was a way better trade than Bitcoin?
AB.
Yeah, I got to show you this because you guys can be like, really?
Sorry, I just wanted to pretend like I froze because.
Oh yeah, circle.
Oh well.
284, dude. The thing doesn't stop.
It's very depressing, to be honest with you, in the sense that I didn't get in. But I'm going to be completely honest. I haven't been trading stocks. I'm just all crypto right now. So in order for me to move some more money around or move it to my account and do that, and I don't know. I'm going to be on the sideline, and therefore I've definitely missed out. I mean, 283. What's Coinbase out?
Oh, good question. I can look that up.
I'm curious because the other day somebody said that was very high, or it had gone up. I didn't pull it up, but look at this. I love this.
303.
What's going on, everyone who's joining us and dropping by and in the chat already? We got Fiends, Golars here. Bunch of people. Down Home Crypto. GMGM. $10 BTC keeps the doctor away.
Yo, Fiend, you right though. Like,
yeah, so they're not definitely not doing as hot as Circle.
Look at this. GMGM, what's going on, man? Zoom out on BTC one-day chart. I'm bullish on that inverse head and shoulders. P.S. This cycle belonged to BTC and stocks. Amp Knight, thank you for joining again.
He's right.
Over there on YouTube, supporting. Appreciate that, everyone.
He is right, though. Like, this whole entire cycle seems to have just truly belonged to stock market and to basically Bitcoin. Like, outside of that,
Bitcoin specifically,
stable coins. Stable coins is the only other thing, and that sounds so weird to say that you like. It's not necessarily like investing in stable coins; it's investing in the companies that are doing the stable coins, such as Circle itself. I don't know. This is weird. This is a very weird cycle, but it definitely feels like Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is fully broken away from like all the alt markets as a whole. It seems
completely because everyone I talk to now, the mood and sentiment is like overnight. Each night is changing, like more multipliers than we want, than what we'd love to get out of our alts on the sentiment on how there's not going to be an altcoin season. And I think people have dialed it back to, well, there's probably 5 or 10 that'll run because yes, they actually have development. There's volume, things going on, your Solana, Avalanche, Ethereum, Sui, a handful of others. But I think everyone outside of that is just hoping that they kind of, the ones that they're down on, break. I don't think anyone is is like, yeah, we're going to get to new all-time highs. I think everyone's tune is changed. A lot of people are saying to me, you know, I wish I actually went into Bitcoin. They were deterred even when we were down at 15 or 20K for a Bitcoin. They were scared and saying, like, with one Bitcoin being that expensive, and everyone knew that where we were going, but it is a lot when you're like trying to become a whole coiner, for example, and it costs on the low end in this cycle 20 grand and now 100K. So people are put their money elsewhere for a little bit bigger of a risk, and that is not paying off right now in this cycle with that reward. Bitcoin still from here could have, let's say a 2x, and we go to 200K or 150 to 200K. If our bottom was 15K, it's a solid 10x if we get to 150, right? There's not many alts offhand that have or will 10x during this cycle, and it's very unfortunate. And I don't want to be that like negative Nancy on that, but I was very, very like to my guns about keeping 50% of the portfolio in Bitcoin. I've always
I still
said
say that's
that.
the right move. I still say
Always
that
said
is the
it.
right move.
And it saved me. The other 50%, not saying that I'm down, but my alts aren't bags overall aren't that good. I was hoping that they'd be up. And then, you know, I gambled in the Memecoin casino a bit. There's a couple I'm actually up very well on. The rest, you know, a handful of them rugged. There was no staying power there. So I put a little bit too much emphasis in that. I wish I went even more than 50%, but I'm glad that I did, because Bitcoin is proving to be still the leader. And despite all this conflict and everything going on, it did not take a 10% hit. It did not take a 20% hit. Sometimes you see that in previous years very, very quickly. We've had a week of 7 to 10 days at least of uncertainty and bad news, all the way from us physically dropping bombs on Iran, you know, like, and we're at 101 on a Monday. Like, it just shows that this cycle is it's Bitcoin's. You know,
It's
I
very
don't think anyone
different.
could disagree.
It's very, very different. I think on the worldview alone, just the fact that we've had such a presence in the Middle East this year, and how much it's grown, and how much it's seemingly considering to grow again, that has its own different pressure on the markets, as we already saw a massive amount of like the tariffs being involved. And so we saw a shift in regards to not only who was going to be making products, but now we're even looking at a shift as far as like where certain products are going to be coming from in the world as a whole, because people changed up how they were shipping things to the United States. They looked for cheaper routes out of China, places like India, for example. They're getting massive trade deals now because of what happened with tariffs. Who knows
They're
what's
about to
going
come
to?
to an agreement, I believe, with
Yeah,
India
that's what I
on
heard.
this.
So
So
like
that
if
could really boost things. And we already know that a lot of
mhm.
production is being shifted from China to India.
Yes, because of the sheer, I believe the understanding was that not only would we get better shipping opportunities, but that we would actually get better deals on like the price per unit overall. Because that's what I was reading on the weekend, because I was looking through some of the trade deals that were going on. So right now, I guess with some of the production that we're doing with China, as we look time and time again to how much we're shipping with them, they were increasing their shipping costs instead of like the products themselves necessarily like costing more, because like their actual production costs in China have dropped time and time again as they've like grown in their automation. So
Well,
they were
look at
just screwing us on shipping costs time and time and time again by upping them over and over and over and over again. And now because of tariffs and all that stuff that kind of like came about, we saw the issues with the shipping lines, why some people started building or putting products together literally in ports. Like it was
well,
crazy.
that's at least I know for the auto industry and a bunch of others. That's sort of the loophole in a lot of
Yes.
the tax law is
Hmm.
that they set up within this in the port area, and they do a lot of assembly and different things there, and that helps them avoid that. The one thing now we have to worry about is you know, with the conflict kind of going on in the Middle East, is that Iran's talking about closing that strait, You close the strait, that's 20 to 30% of the world's oil. Now, while that might not affect us directly, because we do have our own supply and our own reserves, and if we really needed to use it, we could. But I know really our reserve is technically for our military and not for the public. It's sort of the way we could keep our dominance in that regard. But you start doing that, and then you start getting that shipping cost on products going up. You start seeing it on the pumps all over the place. So there's a lot that ties in to all of this, but still Bitcoin is at 100,000 and Action is muted. Action, you're muted, buddy. I know you wanted to jump in there.
Sorry. I was just saying, like, our reserves are not as good as people think they are. I mean, they were, and then the last administration basically bottomed them out. If I go to the 5-year, what they were doing is trying to like save face and lower gas prices. So they actually tapped in to our strategic oil reserves just to have really, really heavily. So you can see it, like, we can even go, I can't do any further, but like, it's not good. It's not good at all.
So
we're way down from where we used to be as far as the reserves are concerned. You take a look at the numbers, as far as where we were and where we're supposed to be. Not good overall. It's just not a good decision, I would say, because it looks nice right here on a 1 year, but if you go back to that 5-year, Mark, look at that thing, dude.
No, well, there's still a dip down.
We literally dumped all our oil,
a reserve,
trying to have a better price.
Well, Trump is also trying to say now, trying to tell everyone, like, don't give in to prices, driving the prices up or here. Well, that's what they want. Like,
well, here's the thing, though. When it comes down to it, you had the last administration where they were trying to win over the U.S. people as a whole by trying to make the economy appear as though it was really, really driving and moving forward. In reality, we were just digging into all of our reserves and using that and just burning it up at an insane rate, absolutely insane rate. And now we kind of are paying the toll for that because we don't have the strategic reserves, and other countries know that. So now we have to build it back up. And yes, to some degree, it kind of does come on the American people, but at the same time, these companies are gouging us on both sides.
Action, what's gas price at the pump by you? I know that you're in a Tesla, but when you drive by a gas station,
dude, like $5? I have no. It's around $5 at the expensive place. Yeah, the expensive places are like
getting
$5.
rugged.
And it's $350 here. $350 to like $365 was the highest I saw.
All right, check this out. Comment. You guys see crypto Twitter sentiment? It's absolutely negative. $1 million question. Let's say folks come at break-even point on their all-time low investments. Will they liquidate or attempt to reach more gains?
No, just alt investments, not
alt investments. This is where I guess emotion really steps in, because you're down and you're telling yourself, and a lot of us, hey, if we hit our break-even point or just slightly go over, I've been down for so long, I'm getting out of this. I'm putting it elsewhere. But if you get to that point, a lot of people are now like, oh, we might have some momentum. Will this continue? And then I know a handful of others that are cutting their losses on some things and are just shifting right now, saying, cut my losses on a handful of my investments, move them, reposition. And, because of the way the market is shifted, like such that DeepIn, AI, things like this are really, really big. And a lot of people now like switch, say, more towards, say, AI plays, for example. Me, there's honestly, out of mine, a couple that I'm going to hold because I believe in the tech. I think the market has just got them way underpriced. So once I get past, say, a break even, I will just let it go. I'll probably scale out. So I'm eventually sitting on a moon peg, but there's going to be a couple that they go up a little bit. I'll start selling off and reposition. It's a little bit of both. It just depends, I think, on how much you're holding. I don't know about you guys, if you're juggling or repositioning the portfolio at all.
I've
The way
already
the
been
market
working
is.
on that one.
No?
It's felt necessary, especially as like I've continued to watch alts go down. I've shifted a few, especially if they're not like US based coins. I've shifted them either into Bitcoin as a whole, or I put a little bit into Algorand actually, just because I like Algo, and I saw that some of their new stuff is coming about as far as like some staking and a few other things. So potentially cool. And then from there, I moved a little bit more into Solana again, just so I could continue staking there. Just because I do like, if I'm not going
Everyone
to
I
be
know is
trading,
trading
I do want to
Solana
be.
right
Huh?
now. Everyone I know is trading Solana, like leverage trading Solana.
I mean, that's
Yep.
great and all. I just,
I haven't. I'll be honest. I looked at moving a little bit of USDT over,
I'm just buying the dip every time
and then I
see
just
a
saw
Solana dip.
gas. But I saw the
With
gas
what?
fee on ETH earlier, and I was like, "No, I'm good." It was like $5 or $6, and I was like,
With
I'm
that
not going to move
Genzio
from this one wallet.
paycheck.
I'm good. I'm not. I don't know if I might eventually look at. I'm like looking right now, and let's see behind me. You can see the red candle starting to go down, coming down closer to that 100K. So this is where I don't have X open feeding me all these accounts that I'm following about the news lately, because a lot of these candles on the chart are directly after, like we saw things in news surface on X and already start to see some movement in the chart. And then 5 minutes later, I decide to turn on the actual mainstream news, and then they start reporting with the similar headlines, slightly delayed a couple minutes later. I don't know if it's because they had to get their graphics in order, because it's always this crazy production, like walking around in 3D and stuff. But no, I see that, and a lot of people are doing that with Solana, because then slightly after that Bitcoin moves, Solana's moving. So I don't know.
Well,
if
what do
I'll
you think
trade it, but we're seeing it drop a little bit back down now. We're talking about altcoin season.
14.
Wasn't it at like 20 last
It was
week?
okay. So last month it went down as low as 23. Last week it was 25, and yesterday we were at 15, and today we're at 14.
Action, you have a
Not
neighbor originally from San Diego, California, shocked at the $5 gas prices, and it's probably going to reach $6 by the summer.
Oh yeah, I think so. Oh, I think so. Especially by the airport, dude. They're the most expensive gas station in San Diego is the one right by the airport. And every time I fly, I try to take a picture of it just to see where it's at. It's like this very specific Shell station. It's just bad. Whatever you think the price is, add $1 to it.
The most I've ever paid for gas is in California, and that was $7.12.
I think I might have paid something around $7 back in 2014.
It was
down in La Jolla. I was almost an empty tank with my buddy's car, and I'm like, "Yep, we gotta get $7 gas. Let's make it an experience."
It's not a good time.
Here in Texas, the gas is definitely cheap, and even on top of the gas being cheap, in Austin we have Tesla, which is just which is like, so we have plants and everything there. But gas is very, very cheap here. And then yesterday, I don't know if you guys heard, but they started unrolling the robo taxis from Tesla in Austin
for $4.20.
$4.20. And I saw some of the clips and some of the information. It's pretty crazy. Like if you're set up with it, it knows your preferences. So it comes, picks you up, gets in the car, already could adjust the radio, everything, like to how you want it based on your comfort. And then for $4.20, it takes you around. What do you think this is going to do, and what kind of impact does that happen where you say like things like the airport? Do you just call yourself as soon as you get off the plane, your robo taxi? Do they go to your traditional rideshare line, or are they considered taxis and they get to pull up in the taxi section?
Or are they just a regular pickup and go right to the terminal? Like which one is it?
Or does your own car become a robo taxi while you're gone on vacation, and then your Tesla is just picking people up at the airport all the time, and then that's your passive income.
Elon addressed
And
that.
then whenever you come home, you're just like, my guy, pick me up at the airport.
It's not just it's not just when you're traveling out of town. Like this was addressed where, eventually they look at it where you go to work. Let's say you have a 9 to 5. You just park your car at your job and just set it in, taxi mode or whatever you want.
Mode.
And it just leaves and goes out and just does errands and
don't leave
chores,
your
picks
laptop
up
in there.
people, does stuff
don't
like
get robbed.
that, and then comes back.
Here's a shortcoming from
insane.
Tesla, but we're still dealing with the one shortcoming. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but they were like trying to develop this way to like automatically charge the car with this little arm that would like do this whole thing. That's still the problem. Like I still have to charge my vehicle, right? Like if it's going to run around for a bunch of hours,
solar
I need to
paint.
charge it.
Solar paint.
No, this is where we have job creation come into play.
That's what I was going to say.
Now you
can have an attendant at the
yeah,
there you go.
solar station.
But wait, though that attendant is actually going to be an Optimus.
Ooh. At least he's not going to scratch your paint.
Yeah,
Thank
he won't go around.
What about
keying
just?
Teslas?
I forget what car it was. It was like a luxury car. There wasn't many of them, but it was years ago where they put solar into kind of like the sunroof so that it would get. I forget.
The Cybertruck has that. The problem with it, dude, is that it doesn't generate enough energy. Like there's not enough. It's not concentrated enough. That's
no. I found it.
It should be solar paint.
This one?
How fast does that go again?
I don't know. It's the Solar Eagle 3, so I can look it up and tell you.
Look at this. Oh, actually, Amp Night's in Texas and filling up at Buc-ee's. Have you guys been to a Buc-ee's before?
I have never been to a Buc-ee's. I told you that. Like that's one of the experiences I need to get to.
That's just.
I've been there. I really should just get a T-shirt just because I like the design. I think it's kind of fun. But
if I had to choose top favorite gas stations from traveling across the United States, Sheetz is my number one by far. And then Maverick is my second favorite because I've never been to a bad Maverick ever. And then it's Buc-ee's because Buc-ee's was literally hilarious. For some reason, there was a clown outside while we were at Buc-ee's that day.
Have you been
he was
to
doing balloon animals.
Have you been to a Come and Go?
I have been to. There's actually one over in Ephrata. That doesn't make any sense to you, but there's a place called Ephrata nearby, and it has a Come and Go. People make a lot of jokes about it.
Why would they make jokes about that?
Ephrata is a place where a certain kind of people live.
Do they just kind of come and
They're
go?
Amish, right? The Amish people live there?
No, there's not many. There might be Amish in Ephrata. There's probably Amish in Ephrata. I mean, I'm Lancaster County. If you look a mile in any direction, there's probably Amish.
Man, look at. I think we're kind of have some pressure right now to push under 100K. If you want to pull up the chart here, if you want on my side, or add it to the screen.
I'm gonna
Thank you, Serenity. They do have really good soda there.
I got you, Scott. I'll take care of it.
I was getting to the other browser. I need to go pick up a monitor today. I'm getting sick of this 2 monitor setup. I need to get my top monitor back. It makes it that much easier. Caspa is up today. This I need to see. Caspa is up 2%. It is 6.5 cents.
By the way, Scott, your screen is good to go. You're up.
Okay. Yeah. No, we got it right here. I mean,
Jamie's got you.
Here, you want me to move it to a 15? Just a 15-minute. Actually, you know what? Here's a 5-minute. Oh, I got it.
100.
102. So let's see if while we're streaming right now, if it breaks down. But look in the chat, we see that Caspa is up today. I was just mentioning. How are you guys feeling about that project right now?
Altcoin is at 13 now. Altcoin index at 13.
Right as we start
right
talking,
as you ask about
right as we start talking about Caspa and altcoins.
How do I feel about it? Yeah, altcoin index is 13.
Down.
We're down one more.
Look, I always say this. I feel like a broken record, but every
check AB.
Look, every significant red candle, alts bleed out worse and worse. And when you think that it can't get any worse, it simply does. So even after, us bombing Iran and us going from 98 and popping back up to like 1028, and you started to see green in those altcoins and they started going up, they didn't recover the amount that they dropped from Bitcoin dropping. And now you have Bitcoin with a red candle putting pressure where we're almost about in my same sentence about to say we're in the 90s, but we're basically 100,000 flat. And this is going to put incredible pressure on these altcoins to further bleed out. And I joked in a space earlier today that, you stick around long enough and they're going to be free. Some of it's going to be like how oil went to negative dollars a barrel. You're going to be like, here, just take some and hang out for a little bit. Just, don't let us go away. And I'm going to pull up in the background here. This side, just so I could see, and seeing everything flip red, ETH going back down, to 2,200 and dropping. I mean, some of these other ones that are really surprising this cycle is like Polkadot. Now, you don't hear a lot about Polkadot, but they have a lot of development going on, and I'd have to look, but they could have dropped under $3. I mean, they're just over 3. That's insane for that if we see prices in the 2. I thought I got great entry when we saw like a high 3. What was that? Maybe last year or a little bit before that. But now everyone's got a second or third chance to come in last minute and get some of these bigger market cap alts.
Just actually released a new game, and I think that kind of garnered them a lot of success. On Polkadot, it's I believe it's called FIFA Rivals, and it was by Play Mythical. And Play Mythical is well known, especially for one of their leaders. His name's John. I'm totally blanking on his last name right now, but absolutely insanely good at creating games and getting games to launch successfully. Their team as a whole has been so cool to actually get to talk to. I was in a space, I think, with I think it was either Keith or Doodles the other day whenever they joined up. But genuinely, there's a lot of interesting small things going on Polkadot. But with FIFA bringing in that kind of money and that kind of crowd, that's a pretty good way to bring in some quick retail. So it'll be interesting to see how much of a push that'll give them.
I got a fun little way to show you guys Caspa.
Wow, sorry, I was trying to actually dial in my charts on the other side. Actually, sorry, I was just trying to dial in my charts on the other side, and we saw exactly a $3 Polkadot in the recent drop.
Right here.
Yeah. So, all right. So take a look at this little chart. So this is 24 hours top 100. Caspa is up 7.7%. The problem is that people get so excited about the short term that they don't, zoom out a little bit. If we go out to 7 days, they're already not even here, right? They're losing money over the last 7 days. So that just means that, guess what? Caspa is not up. Caspa is down over the week. So it's just trying to regain a little bit of the momentum that it lost. Like just change their time frame a little bit. You can actually see what's actually doing well, what's not. So
there's AB.
AB and Kaya, both of these guys have been actually consistent, which is kind of crazy. But
this is the first time the AB has dropped. Was
Caspa?
Literally just because of the news surrounding Iran. That's literally the only time it has ever dropped. It's actually a pretty good entry point right now. It dropped 0.5 cent. Or 0.5 cent.
So yeah, there you go, your Caspa. Yeah, like one day looks amazing. Wow, we're up, guys. Look at this. We started at 6 and now we're at 6.5.
Bitcoin is under 100. 99.9.
Is it?
Yep. Just went.
I can flip back to
Let's click here.
Look at this on Coinbase.
Oh, 100.
So it's just floating there.
Mine is at 100 too.
Yeah, it just tucked under it for just a split second. So there's a lot of pressure right there. I mean, honestly, even Bitcoin at 90K right now, even if it dropped a full 10%, to me is still such a solid price considering everything going on globally, going into the summer. I mean, all of these things. I could just, I mean, imagine that we didn't have any kind of conflict and we were just getting bullish news, and then maybe we get a rate cut coming up in the next couple months. We could really see that 115, 120, 130, maybe even, higher than that by the end of the summer. But some of this global news and conflict drawing out much, if they draw this out a bit, it's gonna, I don't know, put a little bit of a stunt in Bitcoin going up, in my opinion. And right under 100 right now again. This is.
Do we want to give people like alpha and like things that they can have fun with while this is happening?
I mean, I'm trying to give alpha in the sense of AB. I don't know if you guys have actually checked it out at all whatsoever, but genuinely, that's one that I've been looking at consistently over the past, I'd say like 3 to 4 weeks. And again, it is, if you look at the month, it's up 100%, 101.88, which is pretty impressive. So if you're looking for a potential entry point right now, I would say right here, as it's at the 1 cent mark, it's not bad. You could probably get like a small bag of it and see what happens. I think it has kind of done fairly well for itself, especially over the past month, even throughout all the bad news that's been happening in crypto.
The bad news, though, I feel, isn't bad news with crypto. It's just bad news that's affecting crypto. We've actually had so much bullish news on Bitcoin and crypto in general.
But that's why I'm saying this wasn't affected. And this stayed on with the bullish news, which is why I think projects that were able to maintain that momentum and not be affected by the global news have a much better chance as we're like pushing forward, because people really do see the value. That's what I'm thinking in all of this.
Yeah, no, they need to see value in it. No, they
Yeah.
need to see value in the projects, and the projects need to be, in order to really, for anyone to see value in it, they need to have a product, a service that and it boils down to, like we were saying, having revenue. So there's actually real value there. They see there's something that they're giving or providing or doing or enhancing for others, but they're reflecting it because of usage and essentially having revenue.
So we need to watch charts over the next few hours, apparently.
So the 4-1, I restate me. See, I saw a couple of these tweets. I'm wondering if they're escalating, and with the stream and being down a monitor, I don't have my X feed up. Only thing I'm keeping an eye on.
One monitor up, so I feel you there. I'm struggling a little bit.
You can tell sort of how serious the news is on how the wick of these candles get. It's like, all right, so there must have been some new tweets that we got this red candle. It's sort of going to settle out for a minute, meaning people are digesting it, and then we'll see if something happens. And look, if there's retaliation, then I think we're going to see a little downturn in the market. And while Bitcoin is very resilient right now and holding strong, might get a better entry price. Might be able to DCA with it a little bit lower than our 100K mark. Might be able to get back another 98 or lower.
All right, we should get a little perk.
I'm holding out.
Hold on.
It's me.
So if you guys really want to match up some of the details as far as what Iran could do, it may not necessarily come from the form of Iran, because we have seen the Houthis do several different attacks over the past months, and we only just recently got a ceasefire with them in May. So it's not completely unlikely that they could just start targeting U.S. interests instead of necessarily U.S. bases, because I don't think Iran could actually support going against U.S. military bases. I only say that because last time Iran tried, we demolished half of their navy in an 8-hour shift.
And there could also be cyber attacks. There's lots of different forms of
Iran's
retaliation.
cyber team keeps on getting decimated by Israel.
By Israel. Yeah, I was going to say by Israel. They did. Mainstream news this morning did report that they see an increase in like cyber threat activity or whatever they called it. So I could see it being ticked up a notch, and not even from like a military standpoint, but just from groups within that are very supportive of your own country. So, what am I getting sent?
That's not for you. That's for somebody else. You're good.
Oh, I'll take that.
I'm working. I'm working on the back end here. All right. Here's
GM Ryan.
Oh, Ryan. Oh, this is actually I'll share this because of Ryan. I don't know if I'm supposed to show anybody this yet, but I just don't care. Have you seen? I showed you this, right, Scott?
I've seen it a couple months ago. I had the code. I had
it's
invite.
Working better now.
I haven't actually used it. Are you logged in right now?
I am logged in right
now.
now.
What is your name? What's your account?
It's a random one. They just put a random name on it, but that's the link. And yes, it's a referral code. Action is a referral code, by the way.
So break it down. Break it down. Some of the key features you see.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, there's some really cool stuff here. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. It might look a little weird, but maybe a little. This
is for all you degens out there.
Yeah, I mean, while stuff is going crazy, and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna go degen here and have a little fun.
Hey.
This is basically all meme coins essentially. So
Banana Gun anymore. I'm sorry, it's just it is a little bit harder.
I'm not trying to show you the exact details of each coin though.
No, none of each coin's just at the layout of each portion of what.
But Ryan and everyone want to know which one we're going to ape into action. So zoom in and let us know. Not financial advice.
Let me see this.
Clearly, artism.
Artism, yeah. No, this one doesn't work. Can we get everybody down here? Yeah, we can get everybody down here. Look at that. I'll make it bigger. Boom. Hopefully it's a little more legible. All right, so it's not even that. Like, so there's a few things. So these here on the left side, they're new deployments. They're literally just coming out. The problem with them is that you don't have enough volume for it to actually be worthwhile. So you end up like clicking on things that don't make a lot of sense. What I like to do is hit the filter and go down. There's a bunch of options you can actually do. Pumps, boosts, like a bunch of different protocols. Socials, you can actually see if they have these socials or they don't. Here's the one that I've been using lately, volume. If I do volume at a minimum of $1,000, it really shrinks this launch list down, which is pretty helpful. Something else inside of the close migration. This is where I would rug serial deployers a lot. Right on pump. I did. I don't even care. On pump.fun, like essentially, like you're just launching things and dumping it on people. What I do, I go in here and I'm like, okay, cool. This one is about to graduate. Fantastic. I go in, I literally buy it, and I set a sell order immediately. So I make some SO on in between the buying this and selling it. And the reason is this thing's actually moving at about a second faster than anyone else out there. So they're faster. There's no way you're going to beat the speed of me buying and selling off of Banana Gun in comparison to any other platform. So it allows me to go in to these close migration ones and just take people's money. This is the best way for me to say it. And there is way more features that are coming in. But down here are like a lot of the things that you're going to be actually using. So between your watch list, transactions, stop holders, your snipe, your sells,
bubble maps,
feature that is working.
You can't see those as well because of my head. Is there a way to shoot me over to the other
bubble
side?
maps though? Is that one? I could read that, and that's a good one to have. A lot of people like to see holders.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and edit this one.
I'm getting a message. I think I have a meeting right after this.
So yeah, now you can see at the bottom there's the bubble map, the copy trade, the trenches, and a few other options there.
I fixed it.
Perfect.
Yeah. And yeah, like it's kind of crazy that copy trade is like already available and everything, which is pretty awesome. Bubble maps, I'm not a huge fan. I don't think this is worthwhile unless I'm like showing my kid, hey, look, this looks fun. It depends on
how it's laid out, and it looks like it needs a little bit more there, and maybe it just also depends on the token, but generally you can see the clusters and how it is.
The token is everything. You're absolutely right. But yeah, like the trenches is a nice way to pick things up, and then the trading platform itself is pretty darn straightforward, which it just looks like something you know. So it's not hard for you to go about it. And there's literally like a way to actually set stuff up pretty easily as far as buy and sells, as well as your snipe feature right here on the right side. So
whenever you're checking prices, are you able to see like pretty good charts on here for all of that?
Say that again.
If you were gonna like, let's say you wanted to check Bitcoin price, can you go to the Bitcoin chart?
I believe we're only on Solana right now. Does that make sense?
Yes. Because this is all Banana Gun's only on Solana right now.
Not only on Solana, but Solana is the main one, and it's the one that they did the pro platform for. As
Oh,
of right
pro
now.
platform. That makes sense.
Whoa, hold on a second. Sorry,
Yeah.
got a breaking news on this comment. I'm gonna have to check on Twitter, but it says App saying that Iran launched 6 missiles at U.S. bases in Qatar and they were intercepted. So quite possibly that could have been a little bit of the news here on this candle. And although they're intercepted, it already shows that something's happening. So sorry to derail
Whereas
your.
you can't. No, you're good. You can't. Well, the candle going back up. It's like
no, that
they
we
were
just had
launched,
going back
and they
up
dumped, and then they're intercepted, and it just bounces back up.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You think that's what the candle is?
Yeah, I think it's like something along those lines where it's like, oh, there's some sort of action happening, but it's not. I don't know. I have to look. It's like 20. It says 20 plus. There's probably like 100 notifications on this on my Twitter. I'm gonna see though right now if anything is on my feed real quick. Breaking, yeah. 8 minutes ago, 6 missiles launched towards U.S. bases. So yeah, so today's going to be an interesting day. We'll see if there's any more of that, and or if that just ends it. They're just like, okay, this is what we call our retaliation, kind of saving face, like we did something back, but not really. Probably too early to tell. Look at this. That's right. That's what all these candles. If you look on the charts here, right? So we'll go. Let's do this. Let's move it up to 1 hour is fine. All of these, all the way back to here. This is news cycle. News. All these red candles you see drop, they're all like tweets or us a strike or Israel striking or And
so I decided to
has
have
been trading Solana
Grok
off of that.
tell me where these reports are coming out of to go verify them.
So everyone that I know has been trading Solana has been doing it based off of they watch Bitcoin move, then they get their trade in on Solana, and 5 minutes later, it kind of moved and followed it. And like most alts, following what Bitcoin's doing. But Solana backed out to it's like 131. I mean, everyone was trading that earlier between 126 or 7 and the low 130. So for those trading, these volatile times and news, you put your notifications on X, and as it comes in, you trade it as Look at you guys looking and researching deep to find exactly where the source is coming from, which is good because on the surface level, it's just out on X, and you don't know. Bad information can circulate fast, just as fast or faster than good information. So what sources have you found confirming some of this stuff?
There's Arab Coin, there's Saddam, there's B2. There's a few of them on Pump That Fun.
So I backed all the way. I went through Grok, and then I actually went and found the original posts as far as where they came from. And it actually all comes out of this one account, a Ty Blumenthal. And
you want me to put it on screen?
Is that okay? Are we allowed? Should be okay.
Oh, that's what I'm wondering. You know what you got up there?
It looks okay.
There's no shown violence as everything was intercepted. So, but what we have right here is this is stating that Iran actually launched at American targets in the Gulf, as translated from Hebrew. The video is going to restart in a second here. But here you can actually see the missiles actually being intercepted right over Doha. So clearly in Qatar, that's where we're looking at as the main region focus. Our interception capabilities as far as Doha or the area around Doha goes is actually quite capable, considering we're fairly used to missile launches in the area. So as far as U.S. interests are concerned, 6 missiles doesn't seem like a very intense attack.
At
I don't know how
all.
to I don't know how to put that lightly, but this feels kind of like a false flag attack. Almost
Like, hey,
so how do I
like,
put this?
hey, what's
A
going
few
on,
years
guys?
back, actually when Trump was president last, there was a coordinated attack on a US base, which the US actually gave permission for that attack to occur, where they vacated everyone out of a certain area of that US base. And it was basically for, I believe it was either Iran or Iraq to save face, because it was supposed to be like a retaliatory attack. But the US has already been like, hey, we're going to let you bomb this area. And we're going to let this amount get through. And this is how we're going to play things out. I could kind of see that situation being here again, where we're like, hey, Iran, we're going to let you shoot missiles over here, but we're going to intercept all of them. And you're going to be okay with it because this is your chance to save face. That's how this feels. This is
A little
almost how
bit.
it looks like on the
It's
chart.
just so not proportional at all.
No, it's not even close,
It's
because in
yeah.
response to the U.S., in response to the U.S. dropping those bunker busters, Iran immediately attacked Israel's bases with 40, immediately shot 40 missiles. This is days later, and they're sending 6.
Maybe they're running out of missiles. Sorry.
You know we sold them more than that.
Like, hey guys, we only have 6 left. That's it. We swear we only have 6 left. Oh man.
No, the amount of times that I have heard out of the U.S. military, man, it's so crazy when you watch one of our own things getting slingshotted at you, and you're like, oh, delete, and you're like, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like, why would you let your own stuff hit your own people? It makes sense. Quick delete button.
So where do you guys see? It's Monday. We had all this stuff from the weekend. Where do you see the week going? I mean, we're
Rough
kind of
and
on the edge of
tumble.
our seat now with this. Obviously, I think we'll be a little bit volatile. But do you think this escalates a little bit more, or do you think this de-escalates?
I can't. On the U.S. side of things, I think it will have the potential for escalation. I think a lot of this may be upfront, presently just words, because Iran does want to save face in such a global setting. And I do think that it's not out of Trump's history to allow this type of situation to occur as well. Because this is literally what happened during his last presidency. Almost the exact, not the exact same thing, because we didn't attack nuclear sites, but he essentially had a very similar interaction where we did do stuff in the Middle East that we said we weren't going to do. But clearly an attack like this has been planned for months. Like, this isn't some, oh no, we just gathered up 125 airplanes out of nowhere. Like,
No,
that's a very
there's been some
coordinated
plans in
attack.
place ready for this if this needed to happen.
Oh yeah. Maybe we
You
should
know, I
give
hope.
Biden some credit. I don't know. Maybe he helped build
I don't
those
know if we
plans.
take it that far, but I do hope that things de-escalate. I do hope, regardless of what side you're on politically, I think nobody wants war. I think everybody wants the economy
Some
to
people
go.
want war.
I think
That's
the
been admitted in the
majority of
U.S. government.
Lindsey Graham,
I think
bro.
the
You keep
majority
forgetting
of
about Lindsey
people.
Graham.
I think the majority of people don't want war. I think just about everybody should and does want a better economy. And with that will come better prices for Bitcoin and crypto and going up. And I think that's, what a lot of us here who have been in the trenches and been around for a while are wanting to get this show back on the road. We want to be talking about a new all-time high and celebrating those things, and not here worried about what's happening to, our fellow humans spread out in other regions of the world. Nor do we want any of our friends, family, or anyone else in danger, even here at home in the States or wherever you might be. So I think we should all hope for this to cool off, de-escalate. Everyone can say they save face, whatever they want to say, and let's get back to fixing the economy globally and maybe making some money here, right? I mean,
Wait,
want that red
you
candle
guys
to
are
be
getting
green.
paid?
Oh, I'm hoping so. This is
In
sweat
this
equity.
economy,
This is not just an investment. This is sweat equity. Not only have I invested, but now I have to work around the clock for my bags. You know, so
no one's
It's the
gonna
only
pump my
investment that I
bags
have
but
to-
myself. All right, man.
it's the only investment I have to work for 20 out of the 24 hours a day. You know, but exactly. No one wants wars. We just want our bags to pump. Right?
Yeah, that does sound nice.
All right.
Well,
Now there is one thing I would like to show the crowd before we get on out of here. Let me get back to this setup. So I know you both have been talked to in some way, shape, or form about the OG Peanut crew. Yeah, and recently they put out a game. I know this is gonna sound super weird, but it's called the Pequalizer. Don't mind all the extra tabs, and don't mind that one at all.
Bezos.
Yes, remember when I was telling you right before we started? There's even Jeff Bezos in the game, but it didn't make any sense to me. Yeah, so he's a vulture, and the game itself, it's kind of like most of the other games. You go up and down, you can go backwards and forwards, and you're shooting at your enemies. Are you ready? Do you want to see this?
See you play. You're big on the gaming.
I am pretty
stuff,
big on
and
the,
especially
yeah.
ones that we have projects in there and they're building out games and different things for the communities is cool. So yeah, let's see.
Anytime they make a game, it's kind of interesting. But this one, the sounds is what got me. Oh, do I have the sounds on? I may need to reshare so I can do the sounds. Hold on.
Turn it off, turn it back on.
Literally. Gotta hit that sound button.
That one?
Is it gonna make me share the whole entire screen just so I can do this?
Share tab. I mean, you can only share tab if you're in the same browser as your got StreamYard open on.
We're just gonna do it that way. It's fine. It wouldn't let me share because I was on a different browser. I don't even know.
I just see you picking up nuts too.
Yeah, you gotta pick up nuts.
The sounds.
I don't know how I feel about this.
This is what I was telling you. So what did you think?
The sounds are wild. They got me tripped out.
Wow. I have something. I don't know if I can call it similar, but I guess it's a game, but it's literally just a mining game. Maybe I can compete with you for this one.
Bucky's looking real different.
Yeah.
That was good. Oh my god.
Here's my less offensive one.
Let's go.
Have you guys seen this?
I don't think so. What's this
It's
gotta click
uranium.
it.
So yeah, you got to click it, and you're earning stuff. So you can also do this conveyor belt and like automate it, and it's basically like a little miner. And I'm literally mining uranium right now. You see that? I have 6 uranium, XU308. That's what this thing is all.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm automatically mining. Then you have like little upgrade things that you can like make the conveyor belt go faster. You can like increase how much you get per
Where's
shard.
the link?
And you can literally earn money doing this. The link, I can get you a link.
Sarah,
Let
I
me
need
get
it.
you banner. Wait, wrong one.
Oh, I already typed it in. Bananagun.action.ceo.
Well, that's the other one. You want to go to? Let me fix it. There. Save.
Too many banners.
Boom. Done.
Oh,
Uranium.action.co. Yeah. So like you literally earn. You can make money off of this one. Like I'm not saying it's not financial advice, but it costs you nothing. And it's from the Uranium team, Uranium.io team, and they're just trying to get more eyeballs on Uranium.io. So they're essentially, giving stuff away. It's a way to mine. And you can refine uranium points, and right over here. And this is season 1. We got 3 days left on season 1, so you can actually still make some stuff if you get in here. Some people that are active, that are just like, you can literally just have a window open, let us sit here and earn nonstop. Like I don't have that high of a what do you call this thing? Grade on it, level on it. But I know some people have been going nuts over this one. So again, just one of those like little opportunities to make some extra cash on the side for doing absolutely not much. Most of you do this stuff on your phone anyway when you're bored. So if you can actually get rewarded for it, well, why not? But yeah, it's just uranium.action.ceo. Hey, you can see my face now while the thing is up. But yeah, like now.
I'm so late on this.
Yeah, where you been? You didn't get the memo on this one? I tweeted about it.
Man, I'm seeing all these different things on Twitter. I'm in the background looking about different countries. United Arab Emirates closing airspace down.
There's a lot going
obviously
on.
Airspace is down. There's some other newer tweets about this missile thing. I'm not sure if it's trying to determine if it's the same one that just happened or if this is additional. So everyone, we're at the top of the hour, but it's going to be a crazy day. If you're trading, watch out. It's volatile out there, but I expect more things in the news. We heard this interception of missiles. Who knows what else could come from here? But I'm holding. I'm still bullish long term, especially Bitcoin, and I'm just gonna hold. I ain't scared.
Nobody wants to get.
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Gensio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a house.
You do not understand. Ladies and gentlemen.
We're back at the Gensio Media House.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today.